Welcome to Brew On It. My name is Megan, and I read quite a few books in the month of April. Let me break them down for you. Last month I started a Christian fiction series called Sensible Shoes, and this month I finished that series. I read books 2, 3, and 4, or listened to rather. It is a story of 4 women who go on a spiritual journey. And in book 1, one of the characters is a little like, is this going to get woo-woo? You know, are they going to stay doctrinally sound, or are they going to get all mystical and, like, is their theology going to be whack, basically? And you follow these 4 ladies. One is a minister who is asked to take a sabbatical because she's been in ministry for 15 years and they want her to rest. And she has a hard time resting, so they are sending her away on a sabbatical. Another of the women is a ambitious student who is getting her doctorate degree. Another is a new empty nester she is a widower and an empty nester, and facing life now that her daughter has gone off to college. And the 4th woman is in an unhappy marriage with teenage sons and a lot of angst. And you follow these 4 women through these 4 books and just see their deepening faith and their grace for one another and learning to have more compassion, and their receiving of God's love and greater freedom. And each book was great. The first one is best because you just see, I would say, the biggest transformation, and then in the books 2, 3, and 4, you follow them through ups and downs of life. And it's awesome to watch people's stories. It was a great series to read. Highly recommend it. Sensible Shoes by Sharon Garlow Brown. And then books 2 are 2 Steps Forward. And book 3 was called Barefoot. That one was a little sad. There was some sad stuff in that, some downers for sure. And then book 4 was called An Extra Mile. And I would recommend that entire series. Another book I read was The Frozen River by Ariel Lahan. I gave that one 4 stars. It's a gripping historical mystery, and it follows the life of Martha Ballard, a real lady who was a midwife back in 1789 in Hallowell, Maine. We follow her diary as she writes down about each birth, and back then, because you had some medical training, I guess, you also got called in when there was a murder. So at the opening of the book, there is a murder and an alleged rape and births, and it's just, you jump right in, and it's a fun read. I read Before I Called You Mine by Nicole Deese because it was recommended by Oceana. I think that's how she says her name. A YouTube booktuber that I follow. She was doing an online book club, so I read that one. I really enjoyed it, and it also satisfied my April word of flowers. For May, the book challenge word is favorite, and I have not selected a favorite yet, so I'll keep you posted. I listened to this one. This one is a Christian fiction also. Before I Called You Mine touches on education, adoption, and determining God's will. There is heavy Christian content in this, so if that makes you uncomfortable, it might not be for you. But the ending bumped it up to 5 stars for me. I really enjoyed the ending. The next book I read was called Sunrise on the Reaping. This is part of the Hunger Games series. This is going back in time to hear Hamish Abernathy's story and how he survived the Hunger Games. And this is fantasy, apocalyptical, 4 stars for me. We go back in time to the Quarter Quell, and where they had double the tributes. And I don't want to give it away, so you'll have to read it for yourself. He mentions a girl from the Cubby called Leonora that he likes, and is sweet on right before he's put in the quarter quell. So this is obviously, wow, it's so breezy, so breezy. So Hamish's story is a hard one. So I won't say that I cried, but I teared up. So Sunrise on the Reaping, obviously Katniss hasn't come, so it's not the happiest of endings. The next book I read was called Quicksilver. This one was by Callie Hart. I only gave this one little over 3 stars. This was fantasy, and there was quite a bit of adult content. Quicksilver has elves. The story follows a young girl who, I guess you would say she kind of like teleported through silver slime. Anyway, this was fantastical, and I enjoyed the story. I'm not sure that I will read number 2. The next book that I read was a short story rom-com, The Fall Risks by Abby Jimenez. It's a meet cute about neighbors. There is a author's note warning you that there's a mention of stalkers in this one. I found it really cute and enjoyable. I always like Abby Jimenez. I'll read anything she writes. The next one was Now or Never. This is another Janet Ivanovich. I think this is 31? It's 30-something. I gave Janet Ivanovich's Now or Never 4 stars. Even though it's predictable, I enjoy them. The next 2 that I read are part of another series by L.E. Richmond. The Mermaid's Tale was a fantasy. That was book 1, and it's about a mermaid, kind of, mermaid world, and the adventure that she is called to go on to save her niece. There's love, and there's magic, and there's big scary sea creatures. So I gave The Mermaid's Tale 5 stars. I finished reading that one and immediately downloaded number 2 because I wanted to see how it ended. Book 2 is The Locket's Revenge, and the ending was beautiful and it made me cry. So I enjoyed those. I gave The Locket's Revenge 4 stars. We have just finished our homeschooling for the year, so we are ready to hit the beach and read lots of books. Leave what you're reading in the comments below.